What is this? Before you go shopping, watch this.
I was forced to work almost 12 to 15 hours a day in 10 by 10 room with
12 to 15 hours a day in a 10 by 10 room. Okay.
6 people.
6 people.
There was a time that I could not even breathe because
Because it was probably so hot in there and just humid and dank and just, oh, horrible. Who knew, right? Because, oh, it couldn't possibly be that my living of defilement means defilement. And who gets defiled? Some more obvious than others. It's the same defilement. All in the image of man.
I have to just work and work and work, and our payment is literally like
Who doesn't just have to work and work and work and work? And people yell out and say, but look at the conditions. Oh. Wow. You're blinded to the light. Thinking yourself in your own image and saying, wow. No, instead of saying, what am I doing? What have I done? What do I see? Because they see opportunity. They just want to go in there and make this better, change it. Because how dare we? Or how dare they, better yet? How dare they? Just exclaiming morality of the ways of the world, which mean nothing. And just bashing each other left and right and center and up and down and over, crimson and clover.
less than $2 a day. So to keep up with that order,
Less than $1 a day. Okay, so you're talking US dollar? Okay, so who knew that a US dollar could be so valuable? Could it be that it's the ultimate allurement away from taking you directly and smashing you? You have to have an allurement, the cheese, the cheddar. And somehow everyone can have just enough cheddar just to keep on defiling and living and bashing. Wow, what a shame. What are you saying? Oh no, but we know what's right. We know how to be civil servants, obedient little worshippers of light. That's what you do, and that's why you bash, because you're shattered by the light. And given a false promise of hope and becoming someone and giving your life purpose somehow and give it meaning and find meaning and just fill yourself with happy and things that feel good because, oh, it's okay. You're just trauma and trauma upon trauma and trauma and trauma. But somehow it's okay. You got over it. You and only you brought yourself forward because you're so amazing. And yes, love yourself relentlessly. Yes, because the world won't love you. You have to love yourself before you can even have anything to give. Wow, what a bash way to see that only leadeth to defilement. Wow, who knew?
we literally had to work from morning 4 a.m.
Is she reading? Or is she just so ashamed? Or is she, what is she doing?
to all the way to midnight. And imagine being 9 or 10 year old
And imagine being 9 or 10 year old.
and working for that many.
Yes, because be appalled, everyone. Imagine being a 9 year old child. Just smash and say, why? What are these children doing? Wow. Who knew that generations are the generation has sold its children into slavery? Wow, who knew? But just because you say, "Oh, this is slavery," you think you have no slavery swarming you, meaning the constant promise of false hope that somehow it's going to get better, and you guessed it, we're gonna do it. And all this bash of action, and based on who and what sense of bash morality based on shattered light? Everyone has their own image of truth and this and wow, and just hold hands and move forward. Wow, they actually believe that people can just come together by common interest and seeing the other and just seeing, just recognition. That's it. Wow, who knew that the only bash allurement is that everyone just wants to be seen by what the light. Because no, the life giveth relentlessly, but he want to be seen. Otherwise, he thinks himself nothing, void of love that somehow he doesn't have. Wow, it couldn't be that he has life, which is love. Love giveth relentlessly. It does not discriminate whether you think this is a savage situation or this or the other. Whoa, the injustices. Oh, whoa, the injustices are all based on man's own bashed image and his relentless defilage. Can you not see? Can you not see? Always grandering her and swallowing himself into the abyss and just deceiving generations. Wow, who knew? All why? Because he had to prove himself right from the initial doubt, which gave him self-awareness. And he had fall and stumbled. But what does he see? The purpose is the flesh. To show you relentlessly the truth. So what do you see? Do you see your truth and how you're just bashing out there to just have someone listen to you and just, yes, hold hands, everyone, yes, yes, yes. No, it's it's the ways of the world. To the image of man. But do you believe in the image of man? Or do you believe in the image you're in? Who knew you're in an image and that's what you see? So do you worship the image or do you worship that which created the image for you to even see? So what do you see? Do you see yourself and moving, projecting yourself through the abyss somehow? Just, yes, yes, I'm light and love and whoa, whoa, whoa. What a shame.
Hours, and I would say that whoever is going to wear these clothes, I hope they can feel me. I hope they can see my tears. I hope they can.
Sweat, blood, and tears, right? No pain, no gain, right? Work your ass off to get whatever you want, and people will scream up, but not if you're oppressed and relentlessly violated, and your rights are being just bashed and kicked in the face relentlessly, right? Who knew the swarm is legion? Who knew the light may be, wow, deceiving in the sense of course you see what you want to see according to your image and how you say life is and how you're there to live it. Do it do as thou wilt. Just go out there and bash and show people how awesome you are. Wow, what a shame. So what is this person saying? Because again, why just the kids that work in sweatshops or what they call sweatshops? Why just them? Why? Is it because we can't handle all of it at the same time? What are you saying? Haven't we known about sweatshops now for a while? What is going on? Could it possibly be that nothing has ever changed in the sense of the operation of what the swarm does, the dynamic of what the swarm does? Defile, steal, kill, and destroy. The allurement to a future you or future fantasy's realm of some existence that you want to instill in the moment and use that as a catapult to be grateful and all this, and wow, look at all we have, and of course we can just go out there and bash and just make it work for us, and then I will reward myself relentless as you tell yourself the whole program, it's there. You just have to, oh yes, this challenge, yes, do this, of course, self-discipline, oh yes, yes, budgeting, time and scheduling, just more bash, 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 bash. When all you really want is to be seen, to be loved, to be just relentlessly useful. Well, join the ways of the world, suffer and die. Absolutely. It's a guaranteed ticket, yes. Because there is no suffering in truth, there is endurance. Endurance of the flesh, using the wisdom of the Father to overcome the flesh. For the truth and the way and the life is everlasting life. Yes. Amen. Forever and ever. Yes.
Feel my bloods, and I hope they can just give me a chance to to be free of this suffering.
Of course, because it is the sufferings of the world. And we can spend generation upon generation just bashing one aspect of how we're getting bashed. But no, it couldn't be that it's just, oh, the light just shows you where it is. It couldn't be that it's just also magical, right? But magic, wow. What is magic? It's fantasy. It's all in what you see and what it means based on all the symbols and just things that you've heard and been blasted and been just twisted and just relentlessly defiled to give you no sense of orientation, to forget the life and go on and create a life you call of your own. Wow. What do you own? Nothing. Dust to dust. The dust that you believe it that created you when light just blasted into existence for no reason. Oh, but yes, the multiverses of multiverses and plexes, just wow, problem solved. Because it's very likely that that's the situation, but it could be just relentless other possibilities because who knows? Wow. That is the suffering. The belief that you are separate from the love of the Father who had created and breathed life into you. Wow. It could not be, right? It could not be. Wow, it could not be. No, no. This person say, no, I'm turning the other way. Yep. And this person, no, come here. I'll be bashed. And he's saying, nope, it's my way. Yep, it sure is. So this is a perfect, see, let's just say this was this child's parent. And say, this child is getting bashed. And look, covering her ears, just looking down, just look. Unprotected. A child is unprotected. The parent is the protector. Where is the parent? What are you doing? You're looking away. Or the person is just signing away, signing some document that says, yes, I grant my daughter to work here, blah, blah, blah. What has he done? Sold her into what? Bashhood. Relentless defilement of herself and the life everlasting that she deceiveth herself into just relentlessly believing that she is void of and just, victim to the 33rd degree. Wow, just bashhood. Always just seeking the love of the world, which is void. It's an empty promise. It's all attachment, and that's why the Buddha talks about attachment, because it knows. But then he says, unattachment is love. No, it's just void of love still. That's why you have to relentlessly love yourself. Whoa, 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 and say yes, please, 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 please. Mash. You end up like this guy selling the next generation into some defilement of your own image of how we're just gonna love one another and just relentlessly defile each other and one another and just blast. Smashed. Totally just dominated by the swarm that just relentlessly devoted to steal, kill, and destroy. Wow. You believed in it instead of the life you are. And therefore, what happens when you just relentlessly chase something? Nothing. That's the chase. You love the chase so much. You will become the light that just, well, who knew that light is just smash? It's just the means by which you see. But there is no need for light when you see the life. The light does not deceive us and give you an image that you see any purpose to go and just defile further. No. That's why the truth is your refuge. And you walk in its way. And of course, what else could you speaketh if you were in the truth? But the truth, until your day comes when the flesh can no longer speaketh. But it does not matter because that's right. Life everlasting is, was, and will be forever and ever. And whatever snapshot of a lightning bolt that you call your life didn't even matter in the sense of the purpose was to see. But what did you see? Could it be that's what then filters? The exposure you giveth yourself in the light. What image is that? Is it bashhood or is it exactly the image of which you're in? Abiding in it, not creating one for yourself.
Right now, there are more than 200 million child laborers are involved in this. Almost 40.3 million people are in that slavery, and I lived that same life for 2 years like that. So when I came to America and when I walked into this major department store, and that is when I really had a shock. That is when I realized where my clothes were getting sold.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's almost like the just a shocking scene when the in Cloud Atlas when one of the replicants, whatever they're called, the bots, they go into and they're ascending or they're sent off somewhere, and she sees where they actually sent. They're just slaughtered and they're just cattle. So could it be that when you realize this is Legion too, whichever way, one is stopped and just says, "Wow, look at this beast. What is this beast?" But she says, "Oh, I finally realized where my clothes were being sold." Wow. Where did she think all this clothes was going? Where did she was? Oh, so it's no shock that she saw these just piles and just upon piles and just smash and smash. And people saying, yes, progress, progress, amazing, amazing, trade, 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 amazing, economy, economy, yes, 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 policies and more policies, yes, and just give the power back to the community somehow. All while still doing as thou wilt, and creating yourself in your own image, and just pumping out this, just love everyone, just smash against smash. I mean, just defilement against that is set up against defilement, and just who knew it's all just free for all out there, in the sense of, wow, just being bashed relentlessly, and then behaving in some sort of brainwashed civil servant way, just executing some just ritual, you know, schedule and schedule and meeting and this and that timeline that, and here we go, and wow, who knew? And wow, it's just relentless, and people think, wow, it's, as if this comes through, things are going to change and get better. But this and this and wow, it's just relentless and relentless. Yes, people, just get more attention. Yes, come on, we need the support and the votes for some mash, and then mash and go out and just mash and just cry so much and cry some more, and yes, 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 yes. Use the children. Come on, you get the children in the photos and make them say things that just, oh, so sad. Or just get the one that fell and say, oh yeah, look, 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 the children. What is going on? Because if you cared about children so much, why do you relentlessly sell them into the world? Why? Could it be it's because you worship the world and the ways of the world? Wow, because that's all you see. That's all you see, and you're just some hamburger meat that's just gonna rot and decompose when you die. And yeah, maybe, who knows? There might be some Buddha life out there, and just relentlessly float around with fat little jolly Buddha and haha, laugh and laugh and laugh. Wow, what is this? That, I mean, it's all fantasy. I mean, it's based on nothing. It's just oh, we're just here to learn. This is the learning for the spirit. Oh yeah, learning what? Oh, you could just relentlessly come in and out and just, wow, it's all for consciousness. Consciousness, yes, that's what it is. Yes. Oh, just because you could see out and in and out and in and out, you call that consciousness. Oh, just having some sort of sight is consciousness. Oh, oh, and being self-aware. Oh, so amazing. Wow, Bashhood, what do you see? What do you see? Are you creating a life of man, for man, based on the image you believe it of man, then engaging in your bashed image that is relentlessly defined by trauma? Of course, the ways of the world are legion, and of course you're gonna go and smash and smash and smash and smash and call it learning and mistakes, but no, what doesn't break my bones will only make me stronger. Yeah. Oh, what a shame. No man will ever save himself. No, never, ever, ever. And it's been relentlessly proven over. And yes, Satan promises you to just overcome with power. You are so powerful. You are the most power. You are your own God. Yes. And you relentlessly love yourself, and you have so much bash love to give to others that it's so conditional. You can just choose to who to relentlessly give it and who to just keep it away from it. Just relentlessly bash, 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 and bash, and bash. Wow, what a shame. You see nothing if you don't see the love of the life everlasting that relentlessly gives. You have to do absolutely nothing to just even be sitting there breathing. Nothing. Oh, I had to eat and, drink water. What are you talking about? You did nothing to be born. My parents had sex, and that's how. Wow, what a shame. Life is relentless. Yet we complain and bash act like just past children, and all the way to adulthood, into seniorhood. Seniors today are the most past little children. They're like just so. It's just uh, it's every quote unquote bad behavior that a child would do, but it's just exponentially devious and more sinister and just I mean, what is going on? Maybe that's why they're forgetting. Maybe that's why they forgot because they just were sold. They were sold. They were given away. And if not, they did it. They were the ones who just wow. For the promise of what? Progress. Progress of what? Progress of man. Progress of man for what? For a better life. A better life for what? For the for having to what? Work. A provided. But no, you made it economy and you just work to sell. Work to sell, work to sell yourself ultimately. You create a patch image of yourself that you fully identify, and then you go out and whore yourself out to the affiliation of whatever just makes you feel good, and then you just smash. Who knew? All the while just praising yourself if the world loves you back because you you just can't get enough of that worldly false love. And of course, who knew that perhaps that's why 50% of marriages fail? Because everyone is just in it for themselves. And who knew that that just doesn't work when you bash and you have somebody there that says, they're just smashing each other. What they felt good and they were bashed into like, oh yeah, well marriage kind of makes sense. Oh it's been my dream. Bashhood. Who knew that a man and a woman exist? To what? Guess what? Wow, you came the generations of generations. Wow, who knew? Who knew that union, is amazing, and that when, wow, uh, a man and a woman become one flesh in the holy union means is valuable. But no, it's just something that feels good. Oh, yeah. Why would it feel so good if it means so much? Why would it? No, it's just we can just dish it out whenever we want and to whoever we want. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Just go out there and smash and dash and get dashed and smashed on. Wow. Yeah, sign me up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's give me the flesh and more flesh. Flesh upon flesh. Because that's all I believe in. Because that's all I see. I seeing is believing. Yeah. What do you see then? No, you just believe. You believe in the shadow of the light that you just relentlessly pump into your trawled abyss of a bashed brain. It's void of life, yet you think it's full of it, and just relentlessly swell yourself like a hot dog, thinking, "Oh yes, I'm just overcoming so much." No, forgive your parents ultimately because they sold you into the proverbial just defilement. And oh no, it couldn't be that your parents were defiled themselves. No, it couldn't. No, don't speak about parents that way. Those so well, but no. Who knew that a parent that does not show the truth of the Father and the love everlasting to his child would be doing the gravest of wrongdoings? Because in doing so, the child is just sitting duck, relentlessly taught to seek the love of the world because the parents didn't embody the love of the Father because they were blind to it. They denied it. They thought themselves void of them and therefore just were creating their own lives in their own image and seeking their own pursuits and happiness. Yes, 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 yes. And the child was like, "Mom, Dad, what are you doing? I'm right here. What do you see? Do you see the truth or do you see how you want to smash out there? And smash me? Mom, Dad, what is going on?" Wow, how sad. But it happens every day.
And how disconnected the people were from the source of manufacturing, and how unconsciously we are consuming suffering. And It's a human suffering. It's
Yes, we're consuming suffering. Wow, very true. So, what should be done? Oh, yes, we'll just show these companies where your money is. Yeah, just boycott them. Yeah. What a shame. Just relentless ways to just boast your swollen hot dog and then just say, "Oh, we shut that center down. Yay!" Or that corporation now announces that they will do everything they can to just wow, and they believe them somehow. Or they will create some institution that then will follow up and this and that and watch, mash, 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 mash. What is going on? At this point, people are just policing themselves, all with a false sense of morality and self righteous purpose driven by their own meaning and sense, what their definition of love and their, definition of existence. Who knew that that is just absolute bash? Because you believe that, oh, everybody has the right to just live they want to live as long as they don't hurt anybody. Wow, who knew that everybody around you is just bashed? They're brainwashed, just relentlessly defiled, and just relentlessly bashing themselves into just believing it, and so that they just act like complete just cult followers, just bashed by the light, reacting and behaving exactly as the priesthood says. But your priests are just so amazing. They're such shiny stars. They're so amazing. And bashing, yes. But guess what? They're the most compassionate. They say all these nice things and they say this and that. Oh, and they fight for the right thing. I mean, look at the children. Look.
it's not just a resource from our earth, but it's a human suffering. We are literally like in a really
Exactly, a ritual. It's a relentless.
crazy way. We are literally eating each other.
Yes. Who knew? And this guy's like, Tell me more. Yes, yes, yes.
So who is responsible for that? You know, we all.
Who's responsible? Because there's somebody out there just smashing. Wow. It couldn't be that everyone has, everyone is worshiping the light, and therefore they're easily deceived. Who knew?
All are responsible, and especially people in America or in Europe who have access to technology, who have access to all this information. We have been heavily non-stop brain washed.
Oh, she couldn't wait to say it. No, constant non-stop brainwash. Who knew, right? No, it couldn't be. No, it's not that they're brainwashing you. You're already brainwashed. The defilement began at a very young age, okay? And you can say, oh, my parents were so amazing. They grow, Well, what do you actually believe? What are you living? What is your behavior day in, day out, every waking breath? What is it? What do you see? Is it yourself and how you can go bash and get more? Or is it, you guessed it, the life everlasting, relentlessly given forth? For what? For you to see. So what do you see? Do you see the truth or your truth? And how you can use your truth to smash out there just to file? Wow, what a shame.
On and on and on, that when you buy new things, this will make you look good, but they never thought that if you buy these things, it's contributing some children or some women.
Wow, who knew that believing in economy outside of the only currency, the greatest currency is the human flesh, meaning it's relentless. It's always, wow, who knew that it was so amazing? It is the current that is. The flesh is embodied by the current that is and forever will be. Yet the flesh is dust, so it, guess what? Dust to dust. But of course, life everlasting. What? Relentless. So could it be that that currency is the purpose? What does it see? That exposure. What image is it in? Yours or the one you're in? What is written in the book of life? It has been written, and we see the resolve. Yet the truth is everlasting. And so, what is it that you see? If the abyss is what you see and what you worship, but of course, you won't. The abyss is legion, has many names and many faces. But it relentlessly points back to us, relentless self-love, and do as thou wilt, and just smash. Get your piece of the pie because, you know, you can't have a bucket list that's not big enough. And just smash yourself with experience after experience because, yeah, that's all that life is. Do it. YOLO. You know, the power of now. Power of attraction. Fill yourself with everything that you want and desire. Your passion, 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 passion. Wow. Thrills and excitements and just defilement. All telling yourselves all sorts of legion lies and justifications of why you're just boasting in your own image and just smashing. When you have sold your soul, your lifeline to the life everlasting that is relentlessly shown to you, yet you sold it for the fleshly reward of engagement and action, and somehow just defiling to some progress that you who knows what it is, but it's just somehow just showing, and you just gotta do it now and always. It's just, oh yeah, if not now, when? If not you, who? All this nonsense. What is all? No, it's all. It's always been us, generation upon generation. And who knew there'd be a generation when the truth would be undeniable? Undeniable. And you can hide your head in the sand deeper and deeper and deeper, but guess what? Dust to dust.
Some people life over there, and not only that, it's taking natural resources too. The millennials literally need to figure out that
Yes, millennials, come on, please figure it out. Just see more of the suffering to really kick you in the butt into action, right? Come on.
what are we contributing in? Like, are we contributing into the suffering, or are we contributing into something beautiful and blessing? So,
Oh, what is beautiful and blossoming? More boastments and fracturings of the fractal, the self-image that you're just relentlessly boasting and saying, "Oh, I'm above the ego." Blah blah blah. Defilement. You worship the light, and the jolly of fatness of just decadence in your own filth. You don't see that it's a spiritual battle. To you, it's just about the flesh and how you can just protest and get your way. Because who gives a damn about anyone else's relative morality, right? Yeah, because you're split. And who knew that you promote the sufferings of the world by promoting bashhood? More bashhood upon bashhood and just system upon system and nothing, nothing, nothing. Because it's all just relentless me, and all sold to by we. But really it's just, oh, I'm making the world in my image. And it feels good. You feel you're putting your hand, You feel, oh, the earth, you feel you're just casting in your own image, and you're just doing such a great job, aren't you? What a shame.
It's about choice, and the more good choice that we make, the more people we will save. So if you really
No. The ways of the world are folly. The wisdom of man is relentlessly defiled, meaning completely smashed. It truly is a, a, a fantastic story, meaning it's all fantasy. So, what do you see? Because ultimately, your life is a fantasy because you're just fantasizing about it all the time. Fantasy, fantasy, fantasy. But all the while, living, living, living. So you're bashed by your own. You're smashed by the light. You have believed in the image that you see and how you're engaging in it, and it's just so real. It's just so real. Wow, who knew you're in the image of God? Wow, who knew? But you're not here to create some purpose and give it meaning. Wow, what a shame. No, you're here to see the truth. So what do you see? And the so-called nature you worship is just relentlessly saying, "What are you doing?" But no, somehow you say, "Now is action. Now is action time. Now or forever hold your peace." But really, it's the tether of the lifeline is just the swarm is just it's just full course meal at this point. And who knew there would be a generation when the truth is undeniable, and everybody with their smash fractal of truth and their relativity will just realize it was nothing, nothing but the one lie, the lie that you were separate from the love of the Father, and you chose your own way instead of the Father's way. Wow, who knew that the love of the Father is relentless and unconditional and everlasting? But no, we're bashed into just satisfying ourselves with some sort of false love that we either received or didn't receive, or so much is trauma, 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 smash, all because you see hypocrisy in your parent. Interpreted later as rebellion, but no, the child is saying, "I've been defiled and I'm rebelling." Against what? I don't know, but somehow, creating my own way seems better than whatever all of you guys are doing. Sitting duck. Now, gonna get defiled and smash and bash. All the while boasting and just saying, victim to the 33-degree power. Yes, that's the belief. The light promises you to ascend when really it's just smashing you. Smashing you.
really want to experience something, fight against the thing which is not right.
Fight against the thing that's not right. And relentlessly run and run and run and run and just yell and yell and yell. And give your life if you have to. You like just all your years and just for the cause, the children. Yes, 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 yes. Who knew that the children are the purpose? Who knew? Because without children, you wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be there. Wow. Who knew? Who knew? To have the mind of a child is of value. Yet sophistication and promise of a false complication that giveth reward is what you pursue. All to so-called, overcome the defiling and then just bask in decadence of the flesh. You're just devouring yourself. And who knew that that's what the manifestation is all around you? Who knew? But no, we can just continue just with the same thing, the same worship. We just have to rearrange the living room and, spread some cheddar here and cheddar there and cheddar there, cheddar more cheddar, cheddar. Where's the cheddar? What's going on? And we can just make everyone treat each other this way with bashhood, and then everybody will be happy. Yes, because that's what makes people happy, right? Why don't you just hook up, directly to the bloodstream? Why don't you just pump yourself relentlessly with dopamine and oxytocin and all the things, if that's the purpose of life, just to do things in life that just feel good and happy? Why don't you just pump yourself right now? Just bypass the whole growing pains as you see it. Groundhog Day you see as growing pains. Wow. Just relentlessly just perpetuate, smashing your head against a concrete wall and just, you know, just devouring the bones that you're given, really, because they're nothing. Any step forward you think you're taking is just furthermore belief and defilement. And for every success that you get, of wealth and so much money and so much this, I'm so smart or this, or like I chose the greatest profession, or I love what I do and this is the reward. Wow, bash. What do you see? For no fleshly reward means anything. If a man knows not the love of the Father, he has no love and therefore has nothing. And who knew a void vessel is just smashed, just filled with just shadow from the light, because it believes in the light. Because it just believed itself, it just worth nothing. But somehow they rise from the ashes like the phoenix, and they believe themselves into the just the light and the love and love and light. When really it's just a total denial and abandonment. Of the love that is, and the way is there. But what do we walk? We've been taught defilement. So what? Who knew that the hardest thing in life would be to admit you're wrong about everything, and your way is relentlessly gonna end in a dead end. Yes, dust to dust. So what did you see in the living, and what did you live by? The sword of man or the sword of truth? Because even if you say, well, people who stand for the truth get relentlessly killed. Wow, who knew the flesh could be just slashed? Wow, who knew? So, life relentlessly giveth. And what was that flesh? What was that flesh, of and from? What was the life in that? Was it life everlasting or life of the world? Well, what was in that man's heart? What was in that? Because who knew? The Father knows our heart. And who knew the love of the Father is overwhelming? What is the love of the Father? Could it be that no one knows what it is because fathers today and generations perhaps, who knows how long back, but what is a father? If not some paycheck nowadays. or some person you have no respect for, and just, who cares, who gives a damn, or just some person you love, but there somebody else is your male role model. What is going on? What is going on? The love of the Father giveth life, guides you and fills you in the living. I bet you're wrong. Abide by the way of the Father. And his one begotten Son has shown us the way to the world, so that we may know it's finished, and the resolve is the image we see. Amen. Forever and ever. Hallelujah.